Hi there, my name is Lara Waldman and I am the Abundance Activator, and today we're going to speak about overcoming resistance to your soul's purpose. This is a subject that's very, very close to my heart and the core of the work that I do, and I'd love to talk to you today about your higher self, your purpose, your soul, and how that connects to your life, and also how you resist this part of you. So I have the gift, the ability to see what I call the truth of who you are. It's referred to the soul, the higher self, your true essence. It's all the same thing. This is the part of you that is beyond your physical body, beyond your personality self, and is infinite. It's pretty awesome. And within your soul, your true self, you carry many, many gifts and abilities. You are incredibly powerful and incredibly amazing. And I feel so honored when I get to connect to the souls of my clients because it's just the most magnificent, beautiful thing. And the interesting thing is this part of you has come here on this planet to have a physical experience. You've chosen this body, whatever family you were born into, wherever you're living, this time to be here and to have an experience. Now this is a multi-level thing. You're here for multi-levels of reasons. But one of the things that's so fascinating to me is how we resist this part of ourselves. So you have the part of yourself that's here to be realized, your higher self, your purpose, and there's a lot of talk about purpose. What is my purpose? And we also have the part of you that is designed to sabotage or resist your true essence, your purpose. And I call this part of you your ego. But it also shows up, I teach a lot about money manifestation, as money blocks, or blocks to what it is that you truly desire. So we're fascinating, right? You've got the part of you that really wants to create a positive life for yourself and have an amazing experience, an amazing life. And then there's another part of you that can even be stronger, that actually is terrified of change, that doesn't want to step into the unknown, that doesn't want to step out of the comfort zone. And these two parts of you are in conflict with each other. And this is the key to what we're going to speak about today, is how to release the resistance, the grip of your ego, and strengthen your connection with your higher self. Now the thing is most people aren't aware that they have a soul or a higher self. And so that's the first thing, is awareness. Now, our soul, our higher self, can speak to us in lots of ways. So if you're not listening, if you're not connected consciously to your purpose, you will get lots of messages that sometimes come through real difficult life challenges. I lovingly call this getting a bitch slap from the universe. And I've had many of those, and it hurts. And this is when life stops flowing with ease. You might get a really shocking experience or a real crisis where life feels like it's flipped you upside down and inside out. And it's very, very hard, but there's often an incredible gift in these challenging times. And there's an opportunity to really wake up and connect to the truth of who you are. And my thing is, well, if we consciously work with our soul and our higher self, maybe we don't need to have such big traumatic experiences to wake up and to start listening. So when you start working consciously with your purpose and your higher self, you actually get into greater flow with your life, and you start creating a life of greater ease, greater joy. And hey, life brings its challenges. I'm not saying it's super easy all the time, but it can flow with greater ease. When we don't listen, we'll get the message, and that's usually our wake-up call, which sometimes can be painful. So let's get into flow with your higher self and start listening. And we can connect to our higher self in lots of ways, but one of the ways that our higher self speaks to us is through our intuition and our inner knowing, our gut instinct. And sometimes you can't explain it, you just know something, or you feel something, or you have an awareness. But very quickly, the ego comes in to sabotage that awareness and will talk you out of it very quickly and very effectively. So this is the key. How do you keep releasing the resistance, the grip of the ego, the grip of the saboteur, so that you're not run by that, and start connecting more powerfully to your higher self and your soul. And your soul will lead you to greatness. Your higher self will lead you to greatness. It always has your best interests in mind. But the ego likes to sabotage positive change. It really gets very threatened by the unknown. So it wants to keep you in where you are now and what you know, in your comfort zone. And it's designed to keep you safe. That's how I see the ego. It's sort of like an overprotective bodyguard, but it's kind of ruining your life because it's keeping you limited in what is truly possible for you. But moving beyond the grip of the ego can be terrifying. So when you start expanding beyond your comfort zone and taking those steps into the unknown, that is when the ego can flare up more than ever, when your biggest fears, your biggest doubts and anxieties can surface massively. And it can stop you dead in your tracks from taking any action towards your dreams, towards your purpose. So this is the challenge. It also is what makes this experience of life interesting. It keeps us never bored, but it's a really, really powerful thing to basically keep working on softening the resistance of your ego, loosening that grip, so you can create space to connect to your higher self, to your soul, to really listen to what you're being asked to step into, what action you're being guided to take. But you need to get quiet enough and still enough and soft enough to access that part of you. So what happened for me was I wasn't listening. I was charging on ahead with my life, creating a certain level of success from that energy because, you know, sheer determination can get results. But I wasn't in alignment. So what happened was I kept on getting ill. And I kept on getting ill, and I kept on getting ill. And every time I moved into that kind of pushing, forcing energy, I would get ill. And eventually I got the message that I needed to slow down, go within and listen. And I started meditating. I started doing really gentle yoga. And that's when I started awakening to all of my gifts and abilities that were just waiting there for me to discover them. But I had to get still enough to access it. So it was a very difficult time for me because I was experiencing ill health, but I needed to stop. My body had to force me to stop so I could access something on a deeper level that I was resisting. I was scared. So my ego was protecting me from this, you know, my gifts. And once I stepped into it, once I stopped resisting it, I realized there was nothing to fear. But the ego creates this fear response that makes it feel like it's dangerous and a threat to your life if you move forward. And the thing is when we start connecting to our purpose, our life does change. It can change, because if there's things that you've been doing that aren't in alignment, you might need to change those things. But often the things that you're choosing that aren't in alignment will be giving you experiences of pain and suffering. So when you are creating your life out of alignment with your soul's purpose, you won't feel good. You will struggle. You will suffer. The more that you're in alignment with your true self, the more joy you feel, the more peace you feel, the more connected you feel, the more free you feel. So it feels good to be aligned, but it's very powerful. And, you know, a lot of people have really cut off from this power. A lot of people are very scared of their power because they don't know what's going to happen. So we want to create a safe space for you to gently start to release and let go. And I really recommend meditation or just stopping and breathing and being with yourself. Below this video, you'll find a link to a guided healing meditation to help you release your resistance that you can listen to next, to talk you through how to soften and release that grip of your ego and that resistance to your higher self. So this is a daily practice. My ego still flares up on a regular basis. My resistance still flares up, and it's always interesting and surprising because it can happen without you realizing it, and it creates tension in the body physically, can bring up emotions like fear, anxiety, overwhelm, anger, feeling stuck, feeling down. So your resistance will create negative feelings, negative responses in your body. When you let go and you surrender, you get into flow, you'll experience greater feelings of peace and calm, happiness, joy, feeling of freedom, and that feeling of being connected and in flow. So it feels good. So any kind of negative feelings you're feeling, just know that there's some resistance to something going on. There is always a deeper message trying to get through to you, but we need to create space in order to listen. So if you need any help with this, please feel free to contact me. This is my specialty, to help you get out of your own way, to connect to your purpose, and then eventually take action on that purpose, what you're being guided to become and to create in the world. It's really exciting, very powerful stuff. So please feel free to get in contact. If you've enjoyed this video and want to connect to more of these types of videos, please subscribe and you'll automatically receive them. Sending you huge amounts of love for now, and may your soul show up fully and powerfully in your life, in your body. It's so beautiful when it does.